When I was a boy, a favourite family day out was to a model village near my home in Portsmouth on England's south coast. So many memories. I mean, it's extraordinary to see it after all these years. It's silly, really, but I've always loved layouts like this. Not sure why. I think it's because I'm taller than the buildings.
Of course, now I'm all grown up and living in New York City, things have been reversed. The buildings are way taller than I am.
There are plenty of places you can go in New York to make the city look small. The top of NBC's TV studios has a nice outside observation deck, as does the Empire State Building, though it's a limited view on days like this. Just as well, then, that New York has a new indoor tourist attraction for those who love miniatures. Gulliver's Gate, just off Times Square.
In the same way that Gulliver was transported via ship to Lilliput in the 17th century, we're asking 21st century guests to step through into our little world, to leave the land of large.
And leave the land of the large, you really do. This is the area of the exhibition devoted to Asia, all of it made in Beijing, and at its heart is this delightful recreation of the Forbidden City. It's really difficult not to touch, but of course that would be forbidden. Much of Gulliver's Gate is made by that clever modern innovation that is 3D printing, but the modelers who made the Russia section did it all by hand. You'll recognize these scenes from Paris, and from London, and of course, New York City.
I'm new to miniatures, but I'm a native New Yorker. And one of the things that we've built in our New York exhibit is Grand Central Terminal. The detail on this terminal is magnificent, but yet the sense of whimsy and surprise is fascinating too. We have a ballerina tightrope walking between two chandeliers.
The last general model and hobby shop in Manhattan is a short distance from Gulliver's Gate on 45th Street in Midtown. You have to know where to find it, as the store is in a basement. Alan Spitz has been running things here for decades. He knows a thing or two about miniatures. He says scale models help us understand our world better. And he says when it comes to the hobby of making and collecting tiny models, China's a big player.
It's the best in the world. The material that is available today would not exist at any price in terms of the quantities, meaning the diverse items available and the range at a price that's affordable if it were not made in China. Absolutely, there's no question about that.
Back at Gulliver's Gate, they're still putting the finishing touches to the exhibition, but customers are coming anyway to preview what was once a space occupied by the New York Times newspaper.
We walked through and saw part of South America, and South America so far is the coolest.
Like you can see above the buildings and the houses and the little people. I just think it's really cool.
Also really cool is the site of this building in miniature. CGTN's state-of-the-art global digital TV, video, radio, swanky worldwide headquarters in downtown Beijing. Yes, they've miniaturized us too.
I love this building. The CGTN building was actually designed by an architect named Rem Koolhaas in his Office for Metropolitan Architecture. It is one of the most amazing buildings of the contemporary era, and it's located in Beijing and houses all of your operations. I could probably walk with it out of the building if it weren't for security.
And before he does, let me just say one thing.
John Terrett, CGTN, Gulliver's Gate, New York.